great public importance. And I beg that we shall be talking about the disturbing developments within Parliament, where we seem to have lost focus. Number two, as you are aware, Parliament was called yesterday from the Senate recess and then countermanded by the executive. You can see it. And lastly, we want to talk about the partisan politics that we are involved with, involving members of the UPDF, serving members of the UPDF. So that is going to be our briefing today. We are hoping to have some members, but in the meantime, we feel we can appropriately address the issues. As you may realize, of recent, Parliament has come into the spotlight, into the limelight for wrong reasons. The spotlight is always good for members of Parliament, but when it comes for wrong reasons, it's very worrisome. Where Parliament in the public media and social media, grim revelations about Parliament have been exposed relating to the running of the financial affairs of this institution. I must confess that I'm one of the long-serving members of Parliament, but throughout my tenure here, I've not come across, I and my colleague have not come across such gross, the alleged gross abuse of office, of financial resources, the nepotism, the profligacy, the primitive expenditure of public resources. All those have been alleged. And to our surprise, there is no response. We are deeply concerned. And this is not the time to say, Pastor, it is not me. They are making other people the allegations. No. We are all indicted as members of Parliament. Once Parliament goes down, we all go down. You can't be clever in these things by saying, for me, I've not been mentioned. We are all not looking good in these circumstances. And to make matters worse, we are the institution that is supposed to serve and act as an oversight on all other institutions, on all other arms of government, the executive and the judiciary. We are mandated to act as the oversight of to perform that oversight role. So what moral authority do we possess anymore to call others to order when we are failing on ourselves? The grim and grave allegations that Parliament is being investigated, can you imagine, by the IGG, who is supposed to be appearing before Parliament, but now the situation is for now Parliament to appear before the IGG. Is it true or not? And nobody is coming up to give answers. We are all bundled up. Nobody is giving answers. Should one person come out, should we now go by roll call? Not me, not me, not me. We are all being castigated and we look bad in the eyes of the public. Now this brings us to the second issue. The clerk to Parliament, who is mandated to call Parliament, called Parliament for yesterday's meeting of Parliament. We all came around. We were called as per these rules. These rules provide for the clerk of Parliament to notify about the sittings of Parliament. What did we see yesterday in the afternoon? We get a countermanding directive. This is very strange. Since when has Parliament been captured? This is the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. It is not a branch of the executive. It's not. In my long tenure here, this is strange. They would have had the courtesy to have their secret communications through the clerk. For some other reason, now the clerk to come out to say, we are postponing the sitting of Parliament. Where did the Right Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Nabanja, get the powers to countermand Parliament? I know we don't look good, but shouldn't take advantage of the virtue. Where the Speaker is in disarray, the Deputy Speaker is in disarray, even the commissioners themselves, they're hiding. We are here, we are returning around the corridors of Parliament, you can't see anybody. So these are very disturbing issues. And we are calling on the Speaker, we are calling on the Deputy Speaker, the Clerk, to live up to their calling, to seize the mandate of Parliament as given by this Constitution, to restore Parliament. Parliament is being run down, first of all, by those terrible allegations, which we can't find reasons and answers to. If indeed there is no graft, why doesn't somebody come up and give a statement? If indeed these were allegations, why don't we come to grips with them? Let's address them, and we can have two options I can give to the Speaker. Let her immediately reconvene Parliament. Let a statement be issued. Let it be debated, because Parliament can only act when Parliament is sitting. And then we have our specialized committees. We demand for a forensic audit by the Auditor General into all those allegations. A forensic audit. We can now mandate our committees. There is the Committee of Kosasi to look into these allegations. Let us as well, whereas we cannot stop the IGG, but as Parliament we can't sit idle, we can't fold our arms when such grave allegations are made against the institution of Parliament. Let our committee take up the mantle. Let us not surrender the independence of the institution of Parliament. But let these questions be answered. And to me, that's where I think we shall get to the bottom of the matter. I've been advised by my colleague, the Right Honourable Barnabas, we should have taken other routes as the rules provide. By now, we would be putting up a list for members to sign for the recall of Parliament from this bogus recess. We would be calling for the signing by members to have Parliament recalled, because without Parliament we are nowhere. But we trust that the Speaker can salvage the situation. It is not too late. Of course, it's bad enough, but it's not too late. We need to have the answers. We need to know the truth. We need to know the truth. And all that scramble for commissions for this should be now understood and explained. And because as you are aware, we know the procedures. If they can't call Parliament, there are other procedures and other routes we can take. But we did not want to resort to those for now. Let someone come and explain what is going on in Parliament, because this is the institution of the Republic of Uganda, which we cannot put and sweep under the carpet. The public is waiting to know, and we seem not to be able to give those answers. We are not coherent. We cannot walk now with our heads high on the streets of Kampala. We smuggle ourselves into Parliament, we bolt out. It's not now the best time to be identified as a member of Parliament. Now there is a very important issue that is happening in the country. Members of the press, as you are aware, there is the grand meeting being called in Masaka by the so-called Pilau, calling everybody to attend the rally, the political rally in Masaka. And I think it has led to the President cancelling his engagement in Rengo so that this of Masaka can be given prominence, where Gen.Muhoozi Kainerugaba is mounting political platforms, heading a league as the chairman, the league. But we want to point out a few issues, and this want to be clear. Is General Kainerugaba Muhoozi a retired officer or he's a serving officer? The answer is he's a serving officer. But this is the Constitution. The Constitution, Article 208, is very clear. The UPDF shall be non-partisan. It shall have all the functions of an army, of a national army, not a partisan army, and shall be subordinate to the civilian authority. Now, this plus the UPDF Act, they are all clear. The UPDF Act, they are all clear about what mandate a serving UPDF officer can do. Now I want to put it clearly. Gen.Muhoozi is free like any other Ugandan to aspire for any political office, but that he can't do while serving under the UPDF. At least his father, in 2006, said he had removed the army uniform and was putting on a kanzu. What is Gen.Muhoozi now doing? A general of the UPDF, climbing political platforms, forming leagues and political parties, and being partisan. Why is he doing that? Where is the Chief of Defense Forces? Recently, General Mbadi Wilson Mbasu was given a delegated command of the UPDF. But he's looking on when the UPDF Act and the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda is being transgressed. Where is President Museveni in this, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces? What is he doing about this? The bigger question, members, is if Gen.Muhoozi, while still aspiring for power, can have total disregard of the Constitution, how will he hold that power once he gets it? Will he live by the Constitution? Even while now he's aspiring, but he's already transgressing this Constitution. We are headed for difficult times. These are bad times. And what are those members of Parliament doing? I saw them. The Honorable Nifaka Warriors, the Honorable Sejoba, the Honorable Ssemujunganda, the Honorable Javira, the Honorable Chinyamatama, the Honorable the Honorable Shasim Sherure, and all those. Because on the steps of Parliament, before you become an MP, you swear to protect and defend the Constitution. And they are the ones now who are accomplices in breaking this Constitution. They are accomplices now in breaking the Constitution. So we are calling them to order. They may feel big now. They might feel they are well protected by the state. But the cardinal duty of an MP is you swear to protect and defend the Constitution. What are they doing down there in Masaka? What are they doing? Can someone ask them for me? That Sechko is there wondering what you are doing. What manipulations are you doing to the Constitution? What games are you doing? Are you playing to Ugandans? So we are deeply concerned about the state of affairs. And lastly, my call is to Gen.Muhoozi himself. I want him to look into the camera and look at himself. Is he the Constitution in himself? Gen.Muhoozi, are you the Constitution in yourself? Look into the camera and answer Ugandans. What will happen once you are the president that you are aspiring, that you badly so want? He's already a general, a 4-star general. A general is the highest rank any militant or soldier can aspire to attain. You're already a general. You can retire from the army. You can join the partisan politics. But don't transgress the law of the land that you aspire to lead. You remember in the past, Brigadier Tumukunde earned 7-month detention in a safe house. General Sejusa was hounded into exile. Dr. Besigye was done the same. So what is special now? My friend, we are subservient to your father, but not to you. And to me, I don't know the latest developments. Because I have a personal story to tell. Some time back I had asked him, come and let's join, let's make our own, let's start our politics. You be the MP Remiaga. He said, I will never, I don't want politics. He abandoned it. He joined the army. For me, I told him, okay, if you abandon it, let me take it up. I took it up, went and threw out Tessa and Rwakwosho from Remiaga, and that's why I'm MP. But the first option was muhoozikainerugaba to be the one to stand in Remiaga. And I was fully supporting him. I wasn't selfish. I was telling him I would support you, be the MP. He said he doesn't want politics. But now with the change of events, he's disregarding the Constitution, and unfortunately members of Parliament are in town. The CDF is sleeping on his job. The Commander-in-Chief is sleeping on his job. And worse, the MPs are dancing on the grave of the political constitution, of the constitutionalism of this country. That's why we said these things, as they happen, we must go on record. We must call to order. We are guiding the country. We are guiding the country, and we are perturbed. So where is peace now? There is no parliament for one to say that, okay, I'm in parliament, I can sit here. There is no outside. The rule of law is going down. The rule of the constitution is going down. So this is a sad story which you want to categorically stand and tell Ugandans and the public that enough is enough. I hand you over to Honorable Barnabas, who has been a member. And this.
Thank you so much for attending to us today. I want to thank my president for ably stating our cause, why we decided to address you today. Many of you and the country at large have been asking questions. Where did these people go? Were you bought? Maybe to the Ugandans who have been asking such questions, and you press members, the answer is no. We have been engaged in a number of grassroots activities particularly defending the rights of the ordinary Ugandans who are being evicted in their pieces of land. We move from one court to the other to offer pro bono legal services to those indigents who have been evicted by the rich, and that one has consumed a lot of our time. But nevertheless, we want to thank God that we have found time to come and guide the country on those two critical issues. For emphasis, executive choosing to capture Parliament. We ask the executive to only know that they are an arm of government, and Parliament is also an arm of government. If Parliament has been called, it is an arm of government. If you choose that your ministers are not going to attend, let it be on record and explain where they are. But to receive one communication from the clerk who actually wrote on behalf of the speaker, then again you receive another letter stopping the resumption of Parliament, is a very unfortunate situation in this country. We have two speakers, the speaker and her deputy. They should look at this situation and urgently reconsider recalling Parliament from recess, as they had done, and we discuss such important national issues. Members of the press, on the second issue, which my president addressed himself to, we are not in politics to clap hands for a particular family. We are in politics to ensure that there is sanity. When we see a serving army officer coming out contrary to the Constitution, Article 208, and contrary to UPDF Act, Section 99, which requires that anyone in uniform, should you desire to participate in politics, you have to resign or retire from the army. We are asking President Museveni, why are you doing this to us? What are you trying to tell this country? Or you are trying to confirm what you earlier said, that for you these documents are just nothing. These ideals were passed on to us by Ugandans who fought dearly at independence, for us to attain independence. We would want any subsequent leader to preserve the Constitution. When this matter of breaking the Constitution is being done by your son, you leave us with very many questions. Yes, you want your son to succeed you, But why don't you follow a normal procedure? What is difficult? Why do you want to keep in the army and at the same time aspire for political office? What is difficult? Is there unfinished business Muhoozi has to do in UPDF? If it is there, then you tell him to wait. If you feel, and the way we are seeing events turning out, that you want your son to succeed you, then tell him to resign from the army and respect the laws of this country. Now, the evidence before us is overwhelming that President Museveni is carrying out two campaigns. His own campaign and the campaign of his son. And we are inviting all Ugandans to look at that scenario of being power hungry. Does he want to turn this country into a monarchy? Maybe we can change the constitution and establish a kingdom where President Museveni is the king. And then his son will properly ascend to the throne as a crown prince. But the way the constitution is, or the precedents that we have seen in this country, Uganda is not yet a monarchy. We have monarchs like Busoga Kingdom. They can enthrone their sons, the crown prince. Bunyoro, Buganda, we will not have issues. But when you seek an executive office over the president, and you are running a campaign where you want your son to succeed you, that's very, very unfortunate. And I will want to agree with my honorable colleague that whereas we have been supporting his father, and we do still support him, we are not ready to support Gen.Muhoozi. We are not ready. Within the NRM, we are calling upon all members of NRM to go down and register and cherish our party dearly, and continue to call upon members who are still sane in NRM that in NRM we are not going to allow this type of power, of ascending to power in this form. And we want to ask President Museveni, you have been around for very many years as a president. God has been kind to you. Ugandans have been kind to you. Don't abuse our goodwill. And don't think that the goodwill we have had for you is the goodwill we are going to give to your son. No. No. I know you are using a lot of money to buy people. They have called a rally in Masaka. But 6 buses are ferrying people from Kagadi. If you have people in Masaka, why are you ferrying people from Kagadi? 6 buses. And I know it is the order of the day, even from Karamoja. People will come from Karamoja to go to Masaka. You find them, when they will be speaking in Luganda, they will even not understand what is going on. a rally is going to cost a fortune. Ugandans are still wallowing under poverty. We have just started parish development model where we thought there would be hope for the ordinary Ugandans. Now you are diverting money into the campaign of your son, ferrying people from Kagadi, ferrying people from Karamoja and the other districts to go to a particular rally. We want to thank senior members of the party like General Kahinda Otafiri, like Alhaji Naduli and the others who have guided the country and said they did not fight. That is not the type of democracy they fought for. We also want to use this opportunity to call upon members of our party, NRM party, who are moving around that they are in Pilau. According to the NRM constitution, that is Kilikism. They are supposed to go for disciplinary causes. The other matter is that we invite them to the issue of breaking the constitution. Because when they break the constitution, when you are there, when did they get power? This is what my president, Theodore Sechkubo, asked. If you are breaking, if you are not living by the law, when you are just an aspirant, when you become a full one, will you obey the law? Are we not going to see another Amin in this country? Let's leave the questions to the Ugandans. But we feel, and our critical guidance is that Gen.Muhoozi should choose where should belong. This thing of thinking of behaving like a hyena, which started smelling this side, the smell of ants, this side, the smell of meat, then he did like this, the legs, and it ended up breaking into two pieces, splitting into two pieces. Choose where you want to belong, the army or the politics, and come out clearly. What are you fearing? If Tinka Simile Barnabas can go to his constituency without anyone, without being carried by anyone, and he wins a constituency 4 times, for you, the army general, what are you fearing? If you are incompetent, why don't you leave us alone? What are you fearing? You say you are a general, what are you fearing? You have all the money. What are you fearing? Why don't you resign? And we want to thank you so much for listening to us.
Tuli benyamivu nnyo ku bino ebigenda mu maaso naddala ku nsonga ezikwata ku palamenti y'eggwanga. Ebigambo ebyogeddwa ebireeteddwa mu bantu ebigambo bingi ebikwata ku bulyake, ku bukenuzi, okweyagaliza, ebintu bwe bityo. Naye ate tuguddewo ekibbo, ate bwe baddeyo akasiriikiriro kemumanyi akalwanya eminya. Tennabaayo n'omu avaayo ku bukulembeze bwa palamenti okuwabula bamemba ba palamenti. Ku bino naddala ebigenda mu maaso, toyinza kugamba nti nze ndi mutuufu oba kasita nze tebanjogeddeeko nze sinnakwata ku ssente. Nedda. Palamenti bw'eba eteekeddwa mu matigga, bw'eba eteereddwa ku minzaani, ffenna nga ababaka ba palamenti tuli ku minzaani. Kale nno tusaba obukulembezi bwa Parliament, tusaba speaker, tusaba deputy speaker, nini ba commissioners bokka baveeyo batangaze fe ababaka baabwe, ababaka ba Parliament ku bino ebigenda mu maaso, batangaze n'eggwanga. Ekyokusirika tekimala, kubanga kati ne woyita wonna mu makubu bagamba nti beebo. Ekigambo ekikyamu si kituufu. Ffenna tuli mu matiga, tuli mu kantolozo muyitirivu ennyo. Kakati nga nsaba ebintu bibiri. Bw'olaba Parliament etuuse okunoonyerezebwako IGG, batubuulire anoonyerezaako okutuuka wa nga IGG. Naye Parliament erina obukiiko bwayo nga akakosase akatunula ebitongole bya gavumenti ne Parliament. Kirungi tufune statement okuva ewa speaker erambike ngeri ki gye tunaayitamu okunyonyola eggwanga naffe okwennyonnyolako. Ate si gwe gusoose. Natula kakiiko akaali kalondoola essente za kyogamu. Naye buli munene yenna mu ggwanga eyanokolwayo yajja mu kakiiko, ne President Museveni yajja mu kakiiko akaali kalondoola ensimbi za kyogamu. Prime Minister, baminisita bonna wadde ng'olubereberye baali bagaanye. Kati kyekiseera akakiiko ka Parliament twekube mu ttooki nga n'abalala bwe batukubamu, naye naffe twekube mu ttooki. Tetuyinza kubanga yeffe tukulira oversight, nga yeffe tulondoola ensimbi y'omusolo, nga yeffe tukuba ttooki mu bitongole bya gavumenti n'emikono gya gavumenti, ate bwe kituuka ku ffe ne tweveera. Tetulabise bulungi, tulabika bubi. Kati tekimala Parliament okugigoba nti eveewo. Parliament ejjeetuule, tufune statement, tugikubaganyeeko ebirowoozo, era tusalewo the way forward. Kuba byonna babadde babikola ku lwabo. Naye kakati naffe kitukwatako. Kyekiseera batubuulire. Ate tulebe bwe twetaasa nti bino ebyogeddwa bireme kuddawo kubeerawo. Kwe kusaba. Ekyokubiri, bw'olaba nga Parliament mu kiseera kino ewambiddwa, twabadde tuyitiddwa olunaku lwajjo ng'ennaku z'omwezi 12 nga amateeka gafuga Parliament bwe galagira. Omuwandiisi wa Parliament clerk yabadde atuyise tujje mu lutula lwa Parliament olunaku lw'eggulu. Twayambalidde ku mabega nga nswa, kubanga bino ebiriwo bikwetaaza omubaka obeerewo. Bino si bya kubuulirwa. Ne bw'oba oli wane olina okujja olaba ebiriwo, enju yakutta omuliro eno. Naye twagenza okutuuka ate labayo nampala wa gavumenti omukyala Robina Nabbanji, ate naye nayisa ekiwandiiko nti Parliament giyimirizza, tejja kutuula. Toyinza kubeera mu mbeera bw'eti n'olowooza nti nno oteredde. Eno ye Parliament omuteesezebwa, kati bwegobwa neeba nga teriiwo, kati kiki ekisigaddewo? Nga mwenna mukimanyi tulina ku lukanga g'ebintu ebyamangu ate ebingi, tulina ministerial policy statement, embalirira y'ebitongole n'ebya gavumenti byonna erina kubanga eyanjula eri Parliament mu kiseera kino kyennyini. Tetuliiwo. Kino kya nnaku. Kaakati njagala mpabule speaker n'abakulembeze ba Parliament, tetwayagadde kukozesa ngeri ndala kubanga kino tukibaddemu, okozesa rules okuleeta enkalala ababaka basayininge okuzza Parliament ku kifuba, kubanga ate nakyo bwe tunaawalirizibwa kye tugenda okuzzaako nti kati tulowooza nti kati bakyayinza okukikola mu ngeri yaabwe ate ku sipiidi yaabwe nekitalaga nti no tupapye. Naye nga bwe kituuka awo tulina right nga bamemba ba Parliament okupetitioninga recall of Parliament eveeyo mu luwummula ejje kubaganya ensonga etulema ngo kubaganya ensonga enkulu bwe ziti ez'eggwanga. Kakati kyebadde nsaba abakulembeze ba Parliament abatutwala bakama baffe beeyune amakubo agakyaliwo, Parliament ekwemezebwawo obuyinza bwayo, eno parliament si kipampagalu kya executive. Eno parliament yetengeredde nga bw'olina judiciary ne executive. Tetuyinza kukkiriza obuyinza bwa parliament okutwalibwa mu ngeri y'ekisaazisaazi. Oba balabye nga buli omu agudde eri kiwalazima, kati ne executive nevaayo netwala omukisa ogwo ewambe parliament. Kino sikirabangako mu biseera bye mmaze mu parliament muno. Ne bw'oba onooyimiriza parliament ate tabeera prime minister si yagiyimiriza, tekibangawo ekyo. Ffe tuli bamemba wa parliament, tetuli mu gavumenti, tetuli mu bukulembeze, ne tutunuulira parliament etambudde etya. Kyetuvudde tubawayo ne tuwabula nti nenenkola bw'eneegenda mu maaso, enkya mujja kuzuuka nga ne parliament bagambye nti no eggaddewo. Parliament erina okukomawo. Waliwo ensonga enkulu egenda mu maaso e Masaka. Mumanyi munnamagye Gen.Muhoozi akubye olukuŋŋaana lwe bayise Ddekabusa, era alinnya akadaala k'ebyobufuzi ng'omukunzi ng'owa liigi ya Piraawo. Naye kino nakyo njagala tukyetegereze. Amateeka gonna okutandikira ku ssemateeka w'eggwanga, ennyingo ey'2008 awamu ne UPDF Act, etteeka lino erya UPDF gagaana munnamagye mukwata mmundu okulinnya akadaala k'ebyobufuzi. Gakugira munnamagye yenna okulinnya akadaala k'ebyobufuzi. Gen.Muhoozi general ate aweereza mu magye. Atandika atya enkola eyo? Nga twagirabako Brigadier Tumukundi yamusibye emyaka 8 ng'asibiddwa ali awo waka. Musajja watu General Sejjusa n'ateekako kakokola tondeka nnyuma n'awaŋŋangusibwa. Besigye n'abalala bangi bituzze tulaba. Naye kino ekikolebwa emisana tuku kivudde ku ki? Kivudde ku ki kino ekikolebwa emisana tuku? Kale njagala nsabe Gen.Muhoozi atunde bulungi mu kamera naye yetunuulire. Nga general w'amagye ebitiibwa byonna eby'amagye amaze bimalayo. Kati bw'aba alaba nga kyekiseera okudda mu byaffe ebyobufuzi ebya bwalaalaala, aweeyo okuwummula kwe ajje yeesimbewo, kubanga alina eddembe lye nga munnayuganda, naye ate talina ddembe kumenya ssemateeka. Kati ekyebuuzibwa, wamenyedde ssemateeka ng'akyanoonya obukulembeze, anaabeera atya bwe singa kale katugambe Katonda akikoze n'abeera amenye ssemateeka ng'ayambuka okutuuka ku bukulembeze bw'ayagala? Anaakola atya singa anaaba obuyinza obwa buweereddwa? Munaamugamba agoberere ssemateeka n'amateeka g'eggwanga ng'agamenye kati nga tannaba kubeera akyali General Kisaati? Naye bw'anaamala okubeera General President anaabeera atyo. Ekyokubiri, omulanga gwange guddayo eri ababaka ba Parliament. Mwe ababaka ba Parliament abatiguka, abadduka, abeesibye empina, mubuuka masejjere, nga naye muli mu kumenya ssemateeka. Bw'oba oyingira wano n'obeera omubaka wa Parliament olayira okukuuma n'okunyweza ssemateeka ono. Ababaka ba Parliament babadde batya? Honorable Namujusisi, Honorable Sejjuwa. Ababaka ba Parliament abali mu kuyambako mu kumenya ssemateeka bakirowooza batya? Beekube mu kifuba. Kino kye bakola kye kituufu eri eggwanga? Wakiri President Museveni mu 1996 yagamba nti nno uniform y'amagye agigyemu ayambadde ekkanzu. Lwaki ekintu kyekimu takikola eri mutabani we? Lwekyo tutunudde ntulabanga ebiseera eby'omumaaso eby'eggwanga tebigenda bulungi. Era tusaba bannayuganda embeera eno babe nga bagitunuulidde. nti tereeta kubukana kwa demokrasiya mu ggwanga muno ate tejja tuleka bulungi babikole naye bamanye nabo biri baddira nga babaka ba palamenti yo nebyo byemukola mumanyi mumenya ssemateeka tegwe mwalayira okukuuma n'okunyweza eggwanga teriyinza genda bwe riti either osalewo nti no kanve mu magye kandekulire nze nnyingire ebyobufuzi kubanga ddembe lye naye titoyinza kukwataganya byombi nga tteeka weeriri nga ssemateeka waali n'omumenya ng'ensi eraba kyekintu kyetulowooza nti no kikyamu kyetugambye tetujja kusirika nti olwatta omwami nalumanya nti lwaki tewayogera tubabuulidde bannayuganda mwenna abatinkiza mwenna ababinuka amasejjere kati mwenna abali ku munyago kubanga tebagenzeeyo lwa mukwano guno si mukwano kubanga toyinza kubeera na mukwano gusinga eggwanga lyo naye buli omu kyekiseera kati naffe tugudde mu bintu kyekiseera ani asooka eggwanga lino lyaliwo dda muleme kutya President Museveni si atandisewo Uganda eno ate ne si ajja okusembayo nayo Uganda ebaddewo naffe tujja girekawo naye eggwanga lyo tulikwate mu buvunaanyizibwa tulituuse wabo abanaddiri zensonga zetwagadde tuwabuleko ezigenda mu maaso eri buli omu nga basirise buli omu balabika tuli mu kantoloozi twerabidde n'okumanya nti no tulina okugenda wansi wa ssemateeka kubanga tulayira ku lwa Katonda n'ensi yange kanyanirize Right Honorable balina basitinka ayongereko mu bubaka bwe eri
kusonga esooka Parliament kugumizaamu nga eri esiga eryetengeredde si bino ebya speaker ng'akozesa kiraka we kuyita Parliament ate chief the executive arm nekozesa Prime Minister nemusaba kuyimiriza Parliament ate Parliament neyimirira tukowoola bombi bategeere ngu Parliament is an arm of government waliwo ebintu bingi ebiruma Abannayuganda saawa zino enkuba etandise kutonya everywhere waliyo ekibuyaga kingi throwing down schools churches destroying crops nsuubira ababaka baagala kujja on the floor of the house kureportinga ebifa mu constituencies zaabwe twandisabye speaker ayite olukiiko lwa Parliament kubanga ngeri ja president wange bwa abawabudde tulina rules ezo tuyinza kukozesa ruru abiri mwemu ku rules zaffe naye katusabe nti bajja kutuwulira kubanga omu obwaraba nga taliiwo speaker waliko deputy speaker abo bayinza kuyita olukiiko mangu netudda netuteesa ku bintu ebingi amanga them ebyo ebitwogerwako mubuffe ababaka twafuuka babbi mu bufunzi Abannayuganda batuyita babbi era no bwetubanga tuyita mu makubo obonansinkanange ekooti eno nagijeemu nga kitadde ku mutwe ngezaako kwekweka Abannayuganda tebandaba ne batandika kusongamu olunwe labe kibi twagala tujje tukole accountability eri Abannayuganda tunyonyole Abannayuganda ti maybe kino na kino kyagenda bwe kiti mu Parliament or eggwanga ligenda bwe kiti ongera kunyweza ebya president wange byayogedde eri munamaje Gen.Muhoozi Kainerugaba ayagala kukwata buyinza bwa Uganda nga yitira mu kulonda akalulu. Tumusaba oba tumubuulira nti aleke kumenya constitution y'eggwanga n'amateeka amalala agagenderawo nga UPDF Act, kubanga in the past abamaje abamu abakola just comment oba ne batalaga n'oludda. For instance, Kano Bogere yali mu parliament ngo representative w'amaje ya abstaininga kukuba akalulu ku term limit na kaakano akyejusa akilojja oba obutalaga ludda kubanga he abstained, oba omunamaje yasalawo n'obutalaga ludda ne bamutigomya na kaakano nga bakyamutigomya. Kulwaki ono? What is special about him? Kubanga mutabani wa President Museveni. President Museveni twakwasa buyinza si kumenya ssemateeka. Tukimanyi bulungi. Kati okola campaign bbiri eyiyo neya matabani wo. Yes, tukuwagira naye mutabani wo titumuwagira kubeera president w'eggwanga ng'ovuddewo. Oba ovaawo tuddako, si mutabani wo. Era tukowoora n'Abannayuganda kubanga tujja kuba mu kalulu kuleka ng'osalemu akuwambe oba kyekyo kirese n'omuleka mu magye ayorganizingeku ng'ali mu magye ofurininge ngo banzigyeko. Kiki ennyo bana basoba nga ayinza kugenda mu kalulu wansi eyo ono his own nga talina n'omuntu amumanyi anywhere nasinga akalulu gwe general mutabani wa president alina sente n'enkukuvu n'envundu n'ezotategeera ngu gyeziri. Otyaki naye mu kintu kino tulabamu kweyagaliza mu family, kugezaako kukola Uganda ekintu kye bayita obwakabaka obukama. Uganda keggwanga tetunaba kufuuka obwakabaka. Obwakabaka gye buli obwa Buganda, obwa Busoga, obwa Bunyoro n'obulala bungi abo baddembe kubeera n'obufuzi obwesikirano. Naye ku ofiisi eno eyo tukubako akalulu aka president tetwagala mu byansikirano. Ekyokubiri, tulaba ngu President Museveni ne mutabani we n'abamuwagira bonna bamenya ssemateeka n'amateeka amalala. UPDF Act Section 99 egamba ng'obwamagye wanaaba ng'oyagala office ya politics nga ye bw'ayagala kubeera president onaalekuliranga oba onaresigninga mumagye ogaresigninga. Kiki ekyatasobola kukola? Twagala kusiima abakulu nga General Kahindo Tafiire ne Alhaji Naduli kuvaayo ne bagaidinga eggwanga ng'ebyo ebya General Muhoozi ne taata we bye bakukuta nabyo si bye balwanira mu Eruwero. Balwanira kuleeta demokrasiya ey'ekimemete, seeyo ey'ensikirano. ye ng'otufudde kagoma emyaka 4 ng'otukarakata emyaka ogenda kutukarakata 5 oveewo ng'otulekene ye otuyisa abadongo. Tetuli badongo. Abanayuganda bayinza kubeera eyo gw'olowooza ngu badongo bazze nabo kukuba kubanga bakimanyi sente mu bye nyingi. Nabo kati bagamba budde bwa munyago ogwo mugujjeyo naye temulemerayo abanayuganda. Naye nekya tubagamba ngu kugendayo kumenya ssemateeka. Fe tulirede n'abanayuganda abalala kugumizaamu nga tutwala ekitebe kya NRM mu maaso ate obudde bubunaatuuka kubanga NRM yasalawo mu kakiiko ka Central Executive last term mu President Museveni bajja kubanga bamukirizanga kwesimba ku bwa Presidenti kire kisanja n'emyaka enaddako obanga naayagala. Fe tujja kugoberera decision y'ekibiina. Naye President Museveni obwa n'asalamu ng'ayagala amenye ekibiina akirekere mu ngalo za mutabani we, tetujja kubikiriza. Tubadde mu kibiina kino kumala ebbanga ddene. Nze nayingira mu kibiina 2005 nga nvudde mu kukolera gavumenti. Suubira obudde bwemazeemu ekibiina nkitegeera. Nsuubira obudde bwa President wange bwamazeemu Honorable Theodora Ssekikubo bungi bebamu abatondako aba registeringa n'ekibiina kya NRM budde bungi tuyinza kukyekulembera nga President Museveni taliwo naye si mutabani we. Era tukiganye era tukowoora n'abanayuganda kusinga nnyo egyagenda wiiki eno e Masaka. E Masaka babasombera Bakaramoja, babasombera ab'Ekagadi, babasombera ab'Ekisoro, babasombera Abaggulu. Bataddeyo amabaasi g'okusomba abantu abangi gajja kuyitira mu Kampala. Olunaku olwo mujja kulaba jamu enaabawo. Era even nakaakano jamu etandise, temugiraba mu tawuni. Jamu etandise bagenda babeera eyo kulaga ngu Abanamasaka bavuddeyo bangi kuwagira omunamagye n'obwe kinaaba nga kimenya ssemateeka. Tusaba Gen.Muhoozi tetukuganye kwesimba naye va mu magye ojeemu. Va mu magye ojeemu olabe politics weefaanana nga toyambadde uniform.
Parliamentary sibo badde ogigoberera temutandika bangi bangi omutima gwagala naye omubiri gubeera munafu. Si bantu bangi nnyo naye obukulu obubaka bwe tuwadde ffe okwogera kwaffe kuwabula ggwanga kuwabula Parliament. N'olwekyo we are comfortable. Ati tebabeera bangi abatandika ekintu tekuba bangi bw'olirinda nti katukuŋŋaane bangi n'abamu ejja batuza paka ssaawa 10 naye mwe abaliwo omutandika n'abalala ne babasanga. Ekyokubiri ekyabalinafu ab'opposition kubanga kyebasalye ndowooza bo bakisabye bayinza okukisaba ku ngeri endala naye kasita ebirowoozo bibanga byegatta nze ndowooza kyekisinga bo kye balinze n'ekyaffe nga kiteeba mu Parliament kibweru. ate bo babadde n'omukisa nti nno bwe bayogeredde eri bannamawulire prime minister yabadde tannawamba parliament ate kati mu ngeri eraga okusaanyawo parliament kati kirimu urgent than ever before. Naye nga n'ekisembayo omala kubeera mubaka wa parliament n'oba munnayuganda kati oli nalyoka agenda mu kibiina kye. Naye nga bino ebintu ebyogerwako si bya kibiina za individual oba kibiina ekimu. These are matters of public importance. Era ebyogerwako oli oba ali mu kimyufu oba ali mu kya bbulu oba ali mu kyenvu ye common consensus oba minimum agenda gye tulowooza gye tulina okutwala mu maaso.
Teyeetaagisibwa kubeera ng'oli NRM oba opposition. Abantu bonna bajja kubanga bajja wagira. Nze mbadde nga simanyi nti nabo bakola lukiiko kubanga tetutuula mu nkiiko zaabwe, tetubadde nga tumanyi ffe nga ababaka aba NRM tukirabye ngu kirungi nnyo Parliament kutuula n'etambuza emirimu gyayo n'ejerola na bino kubanga bintu bingi ebyogerwa ku Parliament kandi bakakodyo aka executive kulaba ng'etubula akameeringira ddala ffe tulina ku floor of the house gwetwogerera bantu batini abayinza kubeera ne courage ne bakunga press conference ngeno ne bogereramu naye ku floor of the house speaker ajja kuwa opportunity oyogere naye bwe tunaatuula nga parliament bagiwambi kati awombanga nkola ki kikirese ne tuvaayo speed ne tugamba nedda kino ekya executive kuwamba parliament tetukiikiriza ate nga tuwa amaanyi ba speaker baveeyo baddemu bayite olukiiko si birungi tulabika bubi mu maaso g'abantu.
The parliament from recess, we hope she takes it in good faith. We hope she takes courage now at this trying moment. We hope she masters the rules and takes her rightful place. We didn't want to start with Plan B. Plan B is where we send out the list for members of parliament to sign, and I can assure you they would sign. By today evening, if members were called, because we would call all of them, wherever they are in their constituencies, come back. Parliament is at its lowest. The country is in a bad shape. We need you to call back the house. I know they would come, but we haven't done so. We are empowered within the rules, we would do that. But we hope this can be overcome. But should it fail now, we shall have no any option right on rule than taking that route, because I've never taken it. And we are good at it. And we will not fail, I can assure you.